Hi, welcome to my classes in financial reporting and analysis. There are 10 streams in financial reporting analysis and I'm taking the Thursday morning and the 2 Friday streams. My name, Robert Trzankowski. Don't try pronouncing it, just say Robert. Anyway, getting started in this subject. Having come out of A&D, if that's what you've done, or if it's been a long time since you did an introductory accounting unit, you're going to find financial reporting and analysis a particularly tough subject. It's possible to get through, but you have to make sure that you stay on top of things. And the first thing that you need to make sure you're on top of is the accounting equation together with debits and credits. If you don't feel comfortable about those things, then the first thing you should do is have a look at the materials that Stephen handed out in week 1, the introduction to bookkeeping. And if that doesn't quite gel with you, then get a hold of a first year textbook. You only need to spend 3 or 4 hours going through it, and you should get the hang of most of the basic principles, I hope. Now, where's this subject going? This subject has a number of aspects to it. The most obvious, I guess, is the technical. You have to feel comfortable with the way that we record transactions. Now, you are going to find some inconsistency in this unit. You're going to find application of the same accounting principles in different ways. You're going to find violation of some of those accounting principles from time to time. And it can be quite difficult understanding why they're violated. So what you need to do, as soon as you start getting into the material, is step back. Think about the things that Stephen and I have talked about in week 1 and week 2. Consider the actors who are participants in the accounting reporting system. And these guys participate in 2 places. They participate in the standard setting process. Accounting is not like physics, it's not objective. Accounting is the outcome of the political process. And people will lobby to get the rules that they want. Now, given that different people are concerned with different rules, different companies are concerned with different rules, the lobbying will not be consistent. So you will find that oil and gas companies lobby very hard to get the extractive industry standard that they wanted. So in that case, we end up recording some assets that normal people wouldn't call assets. In other cases, for example, reporting for agricultural production, we find a very pure application of fair value, but I think most people would agree with. So the inconsistency in accounting standards comes from the fact that accounting rulemaking is a political process. The second thing you need to consider to help understand how accounting rules work and how they're applied is to understand that accounting rules are not applied in companies by people who are self-interested or who are not self-interested, by people who are objective. Everybody concerned with accounting has their own agenda. Managers will want to make profit bigger. Now, it doesn't matter whether you reward management with shares or with options or with bonus plans. Managers care about profit. Why? You don't need that direct link. An indirect link is sufficient. If you have a manager who's not making profit for you, eventually you're going to get rid of him. That is a link. That's an incentive for the manager to be profitable. There are 3 ways of being profitable. Do real stuff. Do accounting stuff. Okay, so here's where creativity and choice comes in. And if you're really desperate to make the numbers look the way you want to make them look, you will enter into fraud. And we have some readings on UTS Online about that. Have a look in particular at the Sunbeam case with Al Dunlap. So we have people who are self-interested, they affect the accounting rules that are set, and once those rules are there, they will utilise any flexibility they have to make themselves look good. In some cases, to make themselves look bad. If you're the CEO of a regulated government utility and the government says you can't make more than a certain rate of return, Your incentive might actually be to reduce profit. So think about those things. Try to understand who these people are and what their incentives are. And they're pretty straightforward. And if you understand those things, you will understand why people make the accounting choices that they make. And you will also understand why we have inconsistent accounting rules. So that will come back and help you understand the technical material. Now, a few final words about preparing for this subject. This subject does not have what I would describe as an even workload. There are a few weeks where you've got a lot of material. That's the way we're doing it. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it runs. The reason we've done that is because these topics are related to each other and they need to be dealt with together. However, that means that very soon, in 2 or 3 weeks, you may well find yourself overwhelmed with work. That's why it's very important to keep on top of things from the beginning. Read the materials. Do the recommended self-study problems, the recommended problems that are set. So get the theory, get the practice, and make sure you get into that habit early on. Now, the good news is most of those heavy weeks are before the mid-semester exam. So once you get to the mid-semester exam, once you've made it that far successfully, the pressure isn't as big. So all I can say at this stage is, look, it's really nice to have you here. We do appreciate you choosing UTS. And I hope you have some fun in my classes or in Stephen's or David's, if they're the ones you choose. And I'll see you in class.